Yo, what's going on, everybody? So today I wanted to make this video to go over giving you a solid foundation when it comes to starting to sell sample kits online. So I want you to think of this video as essentially this is what we would tell anybody who wants to make their first $500 to up to $1,000 from selling kits. Now, the reason that I'm choosing this realistic number is because once you get that first win of a few $100s being sold, when you have some customers, you're starting to get some traffic, growth starts compounding and it can happen pretty fast. And so I really just want to iterate, this is foundational stuff that you'll build upon as you grow. Now, before we dive in, I just want to give kind of a quick contextual background as to who we are and like what we do at the HEATE Agency. If you've never seen any of our videos before, we've worked with some of the biggest and like the heaviest hitters when it comes to sample packs and software. So guys like Jay Cactus, Kavi, Sauceware Audio, Lemonade, ProducerGrind, and Hologram, and even some more. And truthfully, there is a lot of valuable information that we've picked up from working with these people who are crushing it that you're not going to find anywhere else on the internet. But with that being said, let's get into it. So we're going to focus on three main things for this video: your store, your traffic, and your product. Now, I want to say that all three are obviously important, but I would say product is by far the most crucial. I'm not saying the other two don't matter, it's far from it. But if you really want to cross a huge milestone with selling sample kits online, your product is ultimately where it starts and where it ends. But like I said, that is number three. So let's go ahead and kick it off with the first one, which is your store. Here at HEATE, when it comes to selling sample kits, we recommend that you use Shopify to sell your sample kits. Shopify isn't just the biggest e-commerce platform. It's literally used by some of the biggest brands in the world when it comes to selling things online. And there's reasons for that. There are literally no limitations to what you can do with it, and the customization is out of this world. So essentially what you're doing with Shopify is this is where you're uploading your kits, creating your website, and handling all your transactions. Shopify even handles out the process of sending out the download files, so everything is pretty much just streamlined within Shopify. Another huge bonus here is the ability to create collections, for an example. Let's say that you want to sell drum kits, loop kits, and really whatever it is, you can organize them in collections, similar to how a fashion store would organize collections of like hoodies, sweatshirts, pants, and shoes. What that does is it makes it much easier for your customers to find exactly what they're looking for and give them a good user experience when just browsing your website. And lastly, let's not forget about the plugins. Shopify has plugins for almost everything you could want on a marketing standpoint for your store. As an example, you can add upsells. So we use a plugin called One-Click Upsell to do this. Essentially, let's say someone adds a kit to their cart and then we offer them an exclusive deal of like, hey, as a one-time offer, get 25% off these other packs. But once you click out, the deal is gone. While it seems simple, upsell plugins can literally add thousands of dollars to your revenue, and we've seen it with our clients. Now, something I want to address here is the elephant in the room, and that is selling kits with BeatStars or maybe a Soundy. Yes, technically you can sell kits on your Beat store, but we need to be real here. You're not getting your own actual store. You don't have the option to make individual product pages, custom collections, or have a great user experience of actually browsing a store. And on top of everything, the branding options are limited, and overall creating like a visual identity is also really hard. So if you're trying to scale, that is a major drawback. Let me give you a quick example. When we first started working with holograms, at first they were just using like a standard Shopify template. Sure, this was better than like a BeatStars profile in their marketplace, but it was still pretty basic. So one of our first major tasks was to revamp their store to align with the brand's visual style and highlight their overall unique value with all of the placements. And that's what helps them stand out even more. Now, I'm going to interrupt this video because if you want to dive deeper into selling sample kits online and get the real actionable strategies of building a sample kit from scratch, getting your first kit up there, and getting things set up like product pages, collection pages, home pages with templates that we give you, not to mention a whole 6-week email marketing course that we're going to give for sample kits as well here in the near future, go ahead and join the HEATE Academy linked below in the description. All right, so moving on to traffic. Like I said earlier, traffic is crucial. You could have the most amazing sample kit, drum kit ever, but if nobody ever sees it, you're not going to make any sales. On the flip side though, if you get a ton of traffic, but your product isn't good or isn't unique, then you're not going to convert that traffic into sales. But with traffic, there's two sides of it. There is organic and paid. For organic traffic, that is essentially your content creators. Guys like Jay Cactus and Kavi have built up strong followings on YouTube by consistently uploading tutorials and production videos. And then within that content, they are giving subtle call to actions of like, hey, if you want the drum kit, the loop kit I'm using in this video, you can use the link below in the description to grab it.
And real quick, before we finish making this sample, I want to tell you about something that's 100% free that's going to help you make better soul samples. I just dropped the free demo to my brand new upcoming kit, Vintage Essentials.
But here is the thing. Building an organic following takes time. You're not just going to post 5 videos on YouTube and suddenly start getting 1,000 views per video overnight. It's an ongoing process that can take months, if not years. But once you build that audience and establish that trust with your fans, followers, subscribers, you can drop a product and people will instantly click to buy it because they trust you. So while it does look like a pretty uphill, far battle, it's very much worth it. Now let's talk about paid ads. So if you don't want to spend time building up an organic audience, paid ads are a solid route to go, but there is a pretty big catch. If people see your ad and they don't know who you are, you need to clearly communicate what makes your kit different. Sure, if you're Metro Booming, you can just drop a drum kit and just call it the Metro Boomin drum kit and do really good. But if you're gonna drop the Keyboard Beats drum kit, no one knows who you are or what makes this product good or unique. Essentially, if you're just running ads to what looks like any other generic sample pack or drum kit, you're not gonna get someone's attention. So let me give you an example on how to actually do this. So with Kavi's Vintage Essential launch recently, one of his unique selling points was that he used live instrument phrases and gospel choirs as well to create authentic, soulful sounds. And so there are more benefits to that with this kit, but in the ad I'm going to show you, that was kind of the main benefit that Kavi hit on in this example of an ad, just to get people curious enough to click.
If you've ever wanted to make your own melodies that sound like real vintage samples, you've got to check this out. I've got this kit here that's essentially over 5,000 real live instrument recordings, vocals with real gospel choirs, soul vocalists, and all this kind of crazy stuff.
And so then when they click on the sales page, that's where we are creating all of the information, all of the text copy, the video breakdown, the overall visual design. We're really creating a visual experience for that product to really showcase just how unique and special it is. So now let's dive into the most important part, which is your product. So your product needs to stand out and provide real value for a producer to actually want to desire to use it. Now, while that sounds kind of cookie cutter, let's just be honest. Anybody can make a sample kit and throw it up online, so what makes yours different? To give you context, when we do a launch for a client, we have a whole document where we ask them with these kits, hey, what makes this unique? What is the benefit? What's like the main selling point here that someone's gonna get out of this? Even when we onboard a new client to the agency, we do the exact same for like the overall brand. It's like, what makes you special? What makes you different? Because that is marketing ammunition. For example, here, if we go back to Kavi's Vintage Essentials launch, he brought in session musicians, used real vintage gear, and focused on creating something that sounded truly authentic to that like 70s soul vibe. That kind of ties back in with the marketing side as well, because we need to be able to communicate what makes his kit so unique on a marketing level to the audience. So an example for this is we hyped up all these unique selling points with teaser videos where, like, one for an example was Kavi showing off his tape recorder and explained how he used the tape recorder to like alter his samples and kind of reprocess things in that sense to really get the like retro feel. So essentially we're showing people this isn't just like throwing an RC20 preset over an Omnisphere piano and then adding some vocal chops from a plugin and calling it a day. It was about actually taking live session musicians, creating samples from the musicians, from the vocalists, and then using actual hardware to then reprocess and really give it that authentic retro vintage feel. Now, with that being said, it's also not just about the sound quality. You also need to focus on the visual aspect. So think about it. If your landing page or cover art looks low quality, people are going to assume that these sounds are low quality or just bad too. This is why we spend so much time when it comes to the visual designing of landing pages. We know that these landing pages, product pages, are going to make such a big impact on the overall perception of the kit, right? Before anyone really reads any text, they're going to scroll the page and just take in all of the visual aspects on the page. So once again, if you're just using a beat store, you're not going to have the same level of customization for your visuals and your landing pages. So to kind of wrap this video up for you, if you want to focus on selling kits, you need to focus on 3 things: your store, your traffic, and your product. Your store needs to be polished and professional and set up with a good foundation using Shopify. You need to have a traffic strategy that needs to be targeted, whether it's organic, paid, or both. And most importantly, when you create a product, you need to create a product that actually stands out and provides a real unique value. And when you have those 3 steps done, that's when you can reverse engineer something, right? That's when you have your unique product that you can say, okay, I actually made this unique, so I have great selling points and benefits that make me stand out. So I have a good product. Then you also have a good social strategy of you know how to get traffic, whether that's through your YouTube content or paid media. And guess what? In that content, you can push out the fact of just how unique something is and share the benefits of it because we focused on that with creating the product in the first place. So there's something there to actually market. And then in terms of a store, you have a whole freaking playground where you can make an amazing landing page and really share all of the benefits, all of like what makes this kit unique. Once again, because you focused on that. So you have the marketing ammunition to write the sales copy on the page. You have the information to make a video that really shows and explains what makes this kit so special.
So that wraps up today's video. So if you're ready to get into selling kits online and want a clear, proven path to success, I'd highly recommend checking out the Zero to Sell Kits program in the HEATE Academy. Like I said, this is packed with everything you need to build, launch, and grow your own sample kit business. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.